What's going on, guys, and welcome to the first episode of the Cognition Fitness Podcast. Yes, I said it right. I said podcast. I was looking through my old videos and I started to realize, I actually started to miss some of the old content that I would upload on my YouTube. When I first started my YouTube, I wanted it to be a channel that had both workouts and fitness educational content. At the same time, I wanted to integrate more serious topics, more reviews of societal topics. And if you look at some of my earlier videos, you can see a good mix of the two. And I was just going through my videos and realizing that, I'm just really posting a lot of workouts, which is fine. I love to post workouts. People, they benefit from those workouts, and I get text messages and DMs all the time about how the workout that I post helped them out in the gym. And that gives me a great satisfaction. But in addition, I wanted to kind of get back to posting just more hot topics and just giving my point of view, giving my perspective on my philosophy, the way I think, my perspective on a lot of things. There's a lot going on right now, and I feel like I have an obligation to use my platform to not so much make a difference, but to give into this ball of opinion, this ball of conjecture, this ball of perspective and thought that creatives are giving right now. And as a creative, I feel like I should be doing that. And just over the past couple of years, I feel like there's a lot more that I can do. There's a lot more that I can give, and there's a lot more thought that I can invoke in people, not just in the gym, but outside of the gym. When I had the idea of Cognition Fitness, the term cognition came from the ability to learn, the senses, thought, visual, taste, touching, stuff like that. Like, we have the ability to acquire so much knowledge. It's no ceiling to the amount of knowledge that we can get. And the more knowledge that we know, the more information that we give out there, I feel like it will make us better overall as people and as a society. I believe that, we're constantly going through evolution. We're constantly going through a change, and the brain never stops working, right? The way you thought at 5 was different than the way you thought at 10. The way you thought at 10 was different from the way you thought at 15. The way you thought at 15 was different from the way you thought at 20. I just turned 30, and the way I'm thinking now is so different than the way I thought at 25. It's gradual change, but it's change that comes from acquiring more knowledge, more information. That changes my perspective and changes my opinion on a lot of things. When I first started this channel, I had this idea of doing it this way, and then maybe I would say a few months in, I was like, hey, I don't like posting I think I'm not gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do it the other way. Okay, I'm not gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do it the other way. You know, I never got down to a constant like system where this is how I was gonna do it, because as creatives, we're always thinking of ways to improve. We're always thinking of ways to change things and make things better. You know, once something becomes better in your eyes, a few times of doing it, you thinking of ways to make that become better. You know, and that's just how I've been thinking with my channel, of ways to make it better, ways to improve it, ways to make it more diverse in the portfolio that I give out. I don't want to have all my eggs in one basket. I don't want to have all my eggs in workout videos. For those who don't know, I am a certified personal trainer. People may think I just post YouTube fucking videos all day and I don't have any clients, or, you know, all I do is YouTube, but I actually do YouTube part-time. Let's scale it back for a second. All right, so a little bit of information about me. I started YouTube in 2017, okay? I've been doing this for 3 years, 3 fucking years. And over the course of these 3 years, I have definitely grown just on my YouTube, but I've definitely grown, you know, as a man. When I first started YouTube, I wasn't a trainer. Now I am a certified trainer. When I first started my YouTube, I didn't have any clients. Before this damn COVID hit, I had over 24 clients working part-time. Keep that in mind. 24 clients, 24 clients, over 24 clients. And I was working only part-time, maybe, you know, 2 or 3 hours a night, you know, at one of the biggest gyms in Wisconsin. I'm ranked one of the highest levels in the gym, just based on my YouTube. I came in based on my YouTube. They put me at a level 5. That's the second highest rank in the whole gym, based on my YouTube, based on my following, based on my experience. And I made that fitness investment, you know, getting my license, getting certified, because ideally I do love training clients. I do love getting, you know, tangible results where people can look into the mirror and see a physical change. It's nothing like working out. It's really nothing like working out. Like, you may be going through a hard day. You may be stressed out. You may be just going through so much shit, right? And when it comes to the gym, you get to just block out every fucking thing, everything, and just solely focus on the task at hand, whatever the objective is at the gym, whether it's an arm day, whether it's a chest day, whether it's a leg day, you know, whatever, it's a multifunctional day, upper body day, lower body day, cardio day, whatever it is, that is your personal time to get shit done. I love it. I love it every single day. That's what drives me back to the gym, is because of that personal time that we have with ourselves. You know, we're so busy. And one thing I do love about this Corona shit is that it totally shut everything down, where we had to scale everything back and really look ourselves in the eye and be like, okay, who am I? What am I made of? You know, because I feel like people are tested when shit gets rough. When life gets tough, that's when you find out who's who and who's motherfucking soft. All right, that's when you really find out. All right, who's made of fucking tough metal and who's made of paper, and they just shred. You know what I mean? Like we went through a hard freaking time as a country and as a freaking society. Like, really, I can't think in my lifetime Like I said, I've been alive for 30 years. I've never seen anything like this. And people really had to find out who they were, how they were going to survive as people. I feel like that sense of fear of surviving crept into our minds, and it came so fast and so full of energy and power that it made a lot of people fearful at a moment, because it's just side blinding us. It's just side blinded you. I don't know, side blinded. That's an old football term. You know, I have a football history, and you know, you got side blinded. That's a term when someone will block you or hit you really hard from the side and you didn't see it coming. You know, I know a few times, you know, that did happen to me. You know, I'm not gonna front. But I got my ass back up and I hit their asses back. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's what I did with this COVID, you know. A lot of people had their eggs in one basket. And what I mean by eggs, that's symbolic for money, okay? A lot of people had their money in one basket, didn't diversify their portfolio. And when the jobs started to crumble and businesses started to close, their whole economic stability totally just shut down, you know? And with me pursuing my training, my clientele, I started to realize the power of diversifying your portfolio. That's a real estate term, that's an investment term, but it goes far beyond just money. It goes to thought. It goes to, like I said, money. It goes to your capability. Whatever your capability is, you want to split that up in as many different avenues as possible. You don't want to have all of your capabilities in one basket. You don't want to have all of your capabilities in one business, okay? It's just something that was instilled in me when I was a little boy, you know. My dad had, I seen my dad do so many different things. And as a young man watching that, it's like, okay, I just can't do one thing. I have to give out multiple forms of my capabilities, of my capabilities. I have to. Otherwise, when something gets shut down, I'm totally done. Just like this Corona shit. When people was shut down from their positions, they was shut down at the house, locked in. And that shit is fucking scary when you think about it. Like, it's super scary to have your life, especially as a man, where you're taught to protect and provide, and you can't do anything. You can't do nothing. Like, that's crazy, you know. And I wanted to start to divide my capabilities 3-4 years ago. Like, I didn't want to just have a 9-to-5. You know, who was that who was talking shit about 9-to-5s? B. Simone ass. B. Simone talking shit about the 9-to-5s. It's alright though. Like people gotta hustle. People gotta make their money. I don't find an issue with men that work 9-to-5s or women that work 9-to-5s. You know, it's good positions out there. It's just, when you work a 9-to-5, you have to have good management behind you. If you don't, then don't do that shit. Like, honestly, if you have a good management team behind you, if you have, you know, a good supervisor, a good, decent coworkers, stuff like that, like that's cool. That's cool. And if you have some flexibility, like me, I have all three. I have flexibility. I have decent coworkers. I have decent supervisors, and they basically let me like do what I want, and they let me do what I want as long as I'm doing a good job. I'll put it like that. You know, like if I'm doing a fucked up job, then nah, it's all of the benefits is gonna stop. But like if I'm doing a great job, which I am, you know, I pretty much it doesn't feel like a 9-to-5 to me. You know, it feels like training. You know, But what was I saying? Oh, but yeah, when I started my YouTube, I had that in mind of diversifying my capabilities, showing the world, what I have to offer in terms of physical fitness, being an inspiration, being a motivation to other people. Um, and then a year after that is when I started to make that change and become a trainer. I got my certification through National Academy of Sports Medicine, NASM, one of the best programs there is. If you want to get a personal training license, a lot of gyms require it, but honestly, like, if you have a passion with working with people and getting people healthier and in shape, you don't have to have a license. I would recommend you still get the CPR certification just to make sure that, if you do decide to work with clients on a one-on-one capacity, something happens, you know what to do. But, a lot of trainers, they actually don't even have they certification. So it's just something that I wanted to do to legitimize, my passion, and to have, just to have something more tangible than just saying that I'm a trainer. I have some, but I say this all the time. Like, when it comes to business, business, and everything that we do from an economic standpoint is business. That's the way I see it. It's business. We have to diversify your capabilities. I'm preaching this point home during this first podcast. This is just an introduction. This is the first episode, but I want to preach this point. You have to diversify your capabilities. Like, YouTube was my first avenue. Okay? YouTube was my first avenue. I had to. Creatives, they know how my mind thinks. Creatives who create content, they just know. They know that the mind just doesn't shut off. Doesn't like stop. It's constantly thinking. And you know what's crazy? My mind thinks the most when I'm about to go to sleep. That's the craziest shit. Like, my mind doesn't want to turn off. But I feel tired, but my mind is just rushing because I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's just the sense of being idle and just quiet that I can really start thinking. Like, I can really start thinking about good shit and good content. And I got a bad habit of thinking of stuff, then I'll go to sleep, then I'll wake up and I'll forget what I thought, or I'll be asleep and I have a thought. It'd be a crazy thought, crazy idea, or a statement or something that touches me when I'm asleep. And then I wake up and I try to remember it. Then I go back to sleep. Then I wake up again and I can't remember it at all. Like, so, like, creatives know, like, the mind constantly thinks. And when it thinks that much, you have to put that thought into different places. You have to put that thought somewhere. Otherwise, it can be gone just like that. You have to put that thought. You have to write it down, put it somewhere. And when the mind thinks that much, there's no way you're going to keep thinking about the same thing. That's why I always say, diversify your capabilities. Like, I'm driving this point home, man. I'm driving it home. This first episode, I'm driving it home. I've given example after example of why you should do so and the benefits of it. But the real question is whether you are going to do it or not, whether you are going to make that stance in your mental head, like in your head mentally, and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna do this right now. I'm not gonna procrastinate and be like, okay, I'll do it next week. I'll do it next month. I'll do it, next year. Honestly, guys, people that's in my age group, I'm 30. Once you hit about 25, 26, there's no more I'm going to. There's only I will do it. I'm going to do it. You don't have time to do that anymore. I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, I have time. That's stuff that's relevant in your late teens, early 20s. I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be an engineer. I'm going to be a pro basketball player. Do you know how crazy people sound when they're 35 and they be like, I'm going to be an NBA player? No, that time has passed, homie. You're not going to the league, dog. No, you're not going to the league, bro. No, you know what? You fucked up when you was 20, bro. Nope. Actually, you kind of fucked up when you was about 11. The trajectory of going to the NBA, it starts really early. So like the I'm going to stage, that goes quick. And once you hit about 25, 26, dude, there's no more time. There's no more time to procrastinate. You have to get on your shit. There's no more time. It's no more I'm going to wait till next year. That shit don't exist no more. Really. It really doesn't. Like, you can have a plan and that plan takes time. That's okay, as long as you are on that plan. You started that plan. But it's as you get older, and everybody can pretty much agree with the statement that I'm about to say, it gets harder and harder to motivate yourself to reach that goal, especially when people start to get married and have kids, and then this life just completely just takes over to where your own goals and your own aspirations just become buried in it. And it's like you look around when you're 45 and you're 50 and you feel like, shit, I forgot to do this. I wanted to do that. And not saying that you can't do it at that age, but it's going to be more difficult from an energy standpoint. Like, you got to get this shit done when you're young. Lay the foundation and platform when you are young. That's why when I'm old, everything is just passive flow. It's on clockwork. It's on clockwork at that point. I don't have to put in so much physical labor because this shit is hard. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. It's hard. It's not easy. But, the passion and the pleasure of it gets you through it. And that's just harder at 50 compared to a 25-year-old. You just got more energy, So I always recommend people to get whatever you want to get it done quick, get it done now, get it done right now when you have the time, when you have the energy, because it's going to fly by, and you don't want no regrets. You don't want no regrets, man. You don't want no regrets. But, like I said, this podcast is going to be me talking about pretty much, societal issues, hot topics, media, politics, man, just giving it my all, man, just having an avenue to write my thought down. And my thought is going to be this podcast. My thoughts is going to be this podcast. Everything is going to be freestyle. I don't write shit down. All of this has been off top of the head. I don't have nothing, no pen, no paper, no nothing. This is just straight off the top. And that's how I like it, because that's how art is really created. It's just created from nothingness, and it becomes something. So that's how I'm gonna do my stuff, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this first episode. Just a little brief introduction of what y'all can expect. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping to get videos out at least weekly. I don't want my shit to be 3 hours, stuff like that. Some of these podcasts be like 3 hours, 2.5 hours. I really want to make my stuff like between 30 minutes and an hour. I don't want to prolong it too much. But if there's a lot of stuff going on like it is right now, my podcast may be more than an hour. You know what I mean? But usually I want to stay within that time frame, and I want visuals eventually. I won't have visuals on this one, but eventually I want to have visuals where people can see, and to start putting this stuff out, man. That's to start creating content, putting it out. I'm still gonna be doing my workout videos. I'm still, well, I haven't done any vlogs in a very long time because, shit is just shut down. You ain't nowhere to go. You know what I mean? There's nowhere to go. So my daily vlogs has been like shut down, and I haven't been traveling. So, but the daily vlogs is going to be coming back up. So I'm looking forward to the vlogs. I'm looking forward to still doing my workouts, but just adding this another avenue. Diversifying my capabilities and adding a podcast on this platform is gonna. I feel like it's gonna take it to a whole nother level, because you get a chance to hear my thoughts and what I think and just how I look upon things. Because usually, sometimes, well, I won't say that, but usually I may come off as a little quiet in my videos. I don't engage with the audience enough, but I do have that addition to my repertoire, I should say. I have that addition that I can easily just turn on, and you guys are getting a little bit of that right now. So I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. My subscribers are up, my views are up, and I just hope to just build and just become a better entity. So the Cognition brand is really, I feel like it's going to really take off in these next couple of years. The groundwork has been laid, and right now we just starting to build on it. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you for listening, and you guys have a blessed, beautiful day. You guys take care. I'll see y'all at the next podcast, episode 2. Look forward to the topic at hand. All right, let's get it. It's time to work. Train with purpose. Let's go.